Good morning, everybody. It's Mike from PC Classic Cars back with another test drive video. Today we are in this really cool 1967 Chevrolet Camaro. Has a 350 and a 4-speed. So we have a 1967 Chevrolet Camaro, has a really strong 350 in it, backed by a 4-speed. You have power steering, power front disc brakes. This one does have some nice mechanical upgrades to it. The 350 is really strong. I am not the one that built the motor, so I do not know the internals, but it definitely feels like it's got some good components done to it. 4-speed shifts really good. And then it also has some cowl tracks in the rear as well. Has a nice large tire on the back, so it hooks up and it pulls really good. The drivability, without getting in the throttle, like right now we're cruising about 60 miles an hour and it's very mild. You can cruise this car wherever you want to go. It's a great driving Camaro. But you downshift to third and it pulls really well. When we do our little flip around up there, we'll get in the throttle a little bit and y'all can see how well it runs. On the interior, it's a really clean interior. As far as imperfections go, on the top corner of the actual bezel itself, and you can get these on eBay, you can get aftermarket ones, the little corner of this plastic bezel here has a little cracked spot, and then right underneath like your left hip here, right where the seam is, there's like a little part of the seat that's coming undone, but it's really minimal stuff. Overall, the inside's clean, carpet's nice, headliner, visors, dash pad, center console, all that stuff is really clean and nice. You will see that you have 3 aftermarket gauges for your fuel gauge, your oil pressure, and your temperature gauge. And then above that, where the ashtray door goes, there is an airlift gauge. And what that is for is this does have aftermarket rear air shocks on it. And normally on air shocks, you have like a little nozzle where you hook up an air chuck to it and you put the amount of air that you want in the air shocks. Whoever did this one actually went the extra mile and put an onboard compressor, so you don't have to actually hook anything up. It's got an onboard compressor which works when the car's running, so you can raise and lower the back of the car from just sitting here, which is pretty cool. Downshift's nice and easy. Again, without being in the throttle, the Camaro drives like a stock style car, but when you get in it, it pulls well. Only items not working is your factory tack's not working. It's all there. But it's not doing anything. It moves like just a little bit. It very well could be due to the ignition system that's on the car. It might need to be converted or something else is going wrong, but I'm sure it's probably something pretty simple. And then your wipers work, but your washer sprayer fluids do not. Again, pretty common issue. It does have an aftermarket retro style radio, which works, and it does have a tilt column, which makes it really comfortable to drive. All right, we'll get on it here. Temperature gauges come up good, so we can get in the throttle a little bit. That was about 80 right there. The car does have a little bit of gear in the rear end. If I had to guess, it's probably somewhere around a 373. We're at 70 miles an hour right now, and we're showing about, we're 70 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour. My guess is we're probably right about 3,000 RPM or so, maybe a little bit more. Again, without the tack working, I can't tell you 100%, but we're cruising at 70, and it's doing just fine. It's not wrapped out by any means, and it's a very comfortable car to drive at 70. Does have headers, dual exhaust, Flowmaster mufflers. At 70, you do hear the exhaust quite a bit, but it's still not too loud where obviously y'all can hear me talking, and if I had someone sit next to me, you can still have a conversation without a problem. The underneath of this Camaro is very solid. The floors, the frame rails, the front pan, everything is very solid. I did not find any rust issues whatsoever. It's a really clean and very solid Camaro. Body's also really clean. It was a factory code. I believe it was CC or main white. I don't know when the color change was done. but the orange paint with the white stripes is very nice. The paint shows well. If I had to just guess, I'd say it's 7, maybe 10 years old on the paint. It's got a few little stone chips and little miscellaneous imperfections, but overall the paint quality on the car is nice and it shows well. Looks good down the body lines when you look down the sides of the car. It's not wavy or anything like that. And then again, it does have a really nice staggered set of wheels and tires. All right, we'll take it down our bumpy road here. Other than the cowl tracks in the rear, the suspension, at least in the front, all looks like stock style equipment. Performs well. The car drives really straight. Obviously, if you've been watching the video, I let off the steering wheel. It goes nice and straight. It goes where you want it to go. No weird rattles from the front end, no squeaks, no pulling when you're braking. So all of the front end components and all the suspension feels good. It all checked good when it was up in the lift for us as well. All of your glass is, it is clean. There's a few little scuffs over here on the driver's side door glass. Stuff that could probably be polished out if you had a good glass guy, but nothing that I would really mess with. The vent windows look good. Again, the windows roll up and down like they should. The windshield has one tiny little nick right in between the wipers there, but it's not a crack, just a small little stone nick. No wiper marks. The windshield's actually really clear and easy to see out of it. The back glass looks good as well. It's nice, they got my road open over here. If you've been watching my videos, I've been having to do a U-turn over there on that dude's driveway because this little flip around here has been closed, but it's nice that it's back open so I can do my normal test drive here. Clutch feels good, engages where it needs to, and the power band is nice. Again, it's not a crazy horsepower motor, but it's got enough power for you to do what you want to do. It pulls well, and the transmission shifts up and down through the gears really smooth and easy. Just a well put together car, and it drives really nice. I love keeping first generation Camaros behind Mustangs. It's probably the second most, the second highest number of cars that I sell per year are going to be Camaros. Everyone loves the first generation Camaro. You have plenty of guys that want the 67 with the vent window, plenty of guys that want the 68 with no vent window, and then plenty of guys that want the 69. I always like the first generation or the first year of a lot of cars. 67 is a prime example. I really like a 67 Camaro myself, and this one being a small block for 4-speed, it's just a lot of fun to drive. And I really like the orange. Orange is a cool color combo on this. As always, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my test drive videos. If there's ever anything else that you want to see, have comments, concerns, questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment on the YouTube channel, or you can call or text me directly at 903-820-1019. Check us out at PCClassicCars.com. We are also on all of the social platforms. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and we will see you guys in the next test drive video. Thanks again for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend.